Hey, it's JC. Welcome to Urban Knife Guy, where we explore the urban lifestyle and jungle survival. Today we're going to have a look at some EDC credit card-sized tools for convenience and emergency. Note, I did not say survival. First, if you watch this channel regularly but have not subscribed, please do so to help the channel out. Thanks. So I've got 6 different credit card size tools here, some very popular for EDC, and I'm going to talk more about urban EDC here today. And I've covered some of these cards before, so I won't go into great detail, but the whole idea is really to talk about these cards for emergency and convenience, and also how you can store these cards for urban EDC. Right, let's quickly go through the cards first. First one over here is a Wallet Ninja. So it's got a whole bunch of tools, from screwdrivers, open wrench boxes, cap lifters, more screwdrivers over here, and a mirror as well, and a file. Now I felt this was a pretty cool, well-made kind of gimmick knife. I'll call it a gimmick because it is a gimmick, but honestly I really didn't get a chance to use this much, especially when I have a Swiss Army knife on me. But you can check out the full video of the review in the link in the card above or the description below. Over here is a credit card flat style knife if you need one. It's the Sinclair Card Sharp, and basically you can kind of unlock it by turning it here and then pushing this back to form a handle, and you can actually press the plastic buttons kind of in place. Now, I don't find it really holds that well. You know, it does form kind of a knife with kind of a handle. Personally, I won't use this on a regular basis, but if you wanted a spare blade, I can see this maybe working out. I don't think it's going to stand up to much hard use, but definitely a good novelty item. And again, if you want a blade, a backup blade especially, and to keep in a small thin place, I think this would probably work. This is the Podge survival card. You know, when I first got this, I thought it had a lot of promise. You got all sorts of stuff in here. I believe there's a knife. Let's pull it out. You can see there's a serration, straight edge, there's a gut hook, some open wrench boxes, even kind of a grip for you to hold it, so you can actually hold it. There's a ferro rod, there's a compass that does not work, a magnifying glass, and you got another tool over here, which is a can opener and a screwdriver. So again, once again, I've done a full review on this, and honestly, I thought it had potential in concept, but in execution, it doesn't work out. Over here we have something completely different. This is the cable card, which I've shown a lot, and I do have in a lot of my different kits just because it's so useful. It's a whole bunch of different attachment heads with a cable for charging purposes. Very useful stuff. You also even have a space to put your SIM cards or memory cards, and there's also that little kind of metal product which you can use to open up your not USB, but your SIM card compartments for your phones. So just a very slim package. Also has a light if you do plug it in. It's not a power bank, it's just a whole bunch of different attachments. I do see this quite useful. I'm not sure how useful it will be in maybe 2 years time, because maybe there will be one kind of a uniform head, like the Type-C, USB Type-C, that everyone might use, or it might be something completely different. So I guess they'll do an upgraded version. So I think actually this is pretty useful. Over here, this is the Flex Pass, which is a door bypass tool. It's by a company called Sparrows, and I actually have these in a lot of my kits as well. Half for fun, half for in when I will need it in emergency if it works. And basically the idea is you can push open a door lock, or you can pull open depending where the hinges are and how the lock is opening, and that's basically it. It's a bypass tool for a door. Now bear in mind, it doesn't work for all doors. In fact, most modern heavily secured doors would defeat this easily. But for old style doors, and I always say the doors that are used for internal doors in offices or schools, those are the ones that you could probably bypass this quite easily. So a nice small tool to have. And finally, what I consider the best tool of the lot is the Victorinox Swiss card. Specifically, this is the nail care version, which basically means you don't have that knife, you have a glass file instead. You also have the other standard tools like the pair of scissors, or the normal scale tools you'd have in a Swiss Army knife, magnifying glass, and then you have this little screwdriver set, just like that. So very useful set, especially if you carry the ALOX style Swiss Army knives which do not have the scale tools. This is a great complement as part of a tool setup. So a whole bunch of cards, not all good. If you were to ask me, I basically carry these three. These I don't anymore, but they might make for good gifts. All right, let's move on from the cards themselves to how you would carry these cards. Now, for urban EDC, you have some options with you. Now, the most popular, I think, in terms when it comes to, let's say, convenience, emergency, or survival. And once again, I didn't use the word survival for these because I don't think any of these would really help you in a survival situation, a serious survival situation. But, you know, an Altoids type box or something like this sort of lid, can fit all the credit card size tools. So everything can fit inside except this Podge survival kind of kit because it's just oversized. So it doesn't fit in any of the standard credit card size containers, so to speak. But that's something interesting to note if you want to have an Altoids tin as part of a survival tin setup and you want to include one of these cards, then that is available for you. Next up, you have an array of different wallets or card holders. So I haven't carried an actual wallet for years. This is, I think, my latest one, which I used at one point. You can see still looks pretty new. So obviously you can carry any of these in the credit card slots, again, except for maybe that Podge card, but that works pretty well. I do favor this. This is kind of like a name card holder. This one is made of leather. It's got two compartments and it's got a zipper compartment. So I find this great to put in cards like that as you need, but also other EDC items as I've used in the past with rolls of duct tape, a flashlight can go in, even a knife can go in, and everything just fits nicely. Now if you have this kind of outside compartment like that, that could probably fit in for the thinner items as well. And similar to that, you have these style of card holders. Now, this is really the smallest sort of card holder you can get, and obviously you can fit like things like that. But once you go to something thicker, let's say you put in this on the cable card, that goes in the middle. You don't really have much space, and you couldn't put in anything thicker. Let's say I want to put in the Swiss card, that's really not going to fit. However, you can buy these sort of credit card wallets one size bigger. So once it goes bigger, just probably about ½ an inch on both sides, you can fit probably most of the tools inside. So those are wallets. Now we talk about EDC specific kind of pouches. Well, here's one. I wouldn't really call this an EDC pouch, though I've adapted it, and I'm sure many people have adapted it as well. It's mainly for electronic cables and stuff. Really inexpensive. It's kind of clamshell, but zip it all around, as you can see. And in this case, you can fit in a lot of cards. There's also, you know, this slot over here, so you can put that in. And because it's slightly larger than credit card size, you can even put the larger cards inside. So all these cards will actually fit inside this. So that's a handy way to bring it around. You can also have an EDC pouch like this. This is the Viper 8 VE15, I think is the best size in terms for urban carry. Now there is a zipper compartment, and there are many different versions of these pouches, so you could find one that fits you. And once again, you could fit this in. Bear in mind, they're just right, so you have to kind of, yeah, see, really just fit it in. Something like this, which is too big, will not be able to go in. But that's an option. So you, in this case, it's great because you can put some tools like your knives, your pen, and then you can still put stuff inside here, including one of these credit card tools. And the final thing I'd like to show you is my own design for a DIY EDC holder. I've shown how to build this. You can check out the link in the card above or the description below. You can also go to urbannifeguy.com. You can download the instructions on how to make this yourself. It's basically elastic folded over and sewn down at several places to form these compartments where you can hold all your different items, but I've also deliberately kept one for a card. So for example, if I wanted the Swiss card over here, that can just fit in and holds everything really nice in one package. And you can see how small that is. That goes into my pocket, almost disappears, and you can see the amount of functionality over here seems like a bit like overkill, because I've got Swiss Army knife, I've got the Gerber splice, got a torchlight, and I've got the Swiss card here. But you can see just in this small package I've got so much functionality, doesn't take up much space, and best of all, inexpensive to put together. So there you have it. Those are my various ideas of how you can store different credit card EDC tools for emergency and convenience. Do let me know your thoughts if you have tried out any of these tools, and if you think I should include any other tools in future that are credit card size, do let me know, and let me know what you think about the different ways of carrying it, and if you have any suggestions as well. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you like the content in general, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.